Okay. Okay, so as Will mentioned, we're going to be talking about the first two projects, the Taylor Avenue Neighborhood Connection, and then also the key east-west crossings of 13th Street, and then kind of a quick hit on next steps. Um, I assume a lot of you are very familiar with the streetscape plan and the implementation plan that Will just mentioned, and sort of the 11 projects that make up that plan. We're talking specifically of the first two, those smaller pedestrian and bicycle improvement projects that are really focused on improving safety for people walking and traveling, kind of across, really focused on getting people east-west across the heights, but also the opportunity to kind of also help some of the improvements for people driving at those intersections and locations. So the image on the right shows the footprint of the proposed improvements. Actually goes a little bit further west in this Taylor Avenue one. This was an exhibit that was prepared to get the surveyor on board early on. So with that, so here is sort of an overview of the improvement on Taylor Avenue that makes that kind of Pine to Taylor connection. There's sort of, I'll talk through this in sort of three components. Um, Going from left to right, the sort of west connection, and kind of making that connection safe and comfortable for people who are traveling along the street. Um, that main improvement is the shared use path along the north side of the street. In the Heights streetscape plan, a two-way cycle track was shown adjacent to a sidewalk. During the 30% design, we got some additional survey information from the project surveyor that reduced the right-of-way available, a right-of-way area that was available. And so we had to kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit and figure out how we could continue to provide both bicycle and pedestrian access east-west for people while sort of balancing the goal to maintain as much on-street parking as possible. And so that decision was made with a shared use path. Here you can see kind of how kind of make that kind of wiggle connection down to Pine Street. And then the other kind of piece to highlight on this first slide are these yellow stars are locations where rectangular rapid flashing beacons. So pedestrian push buttons will be people walk up to them, bike up to them, hit a button and activate the lights. And so down bottom left is what those look like in the real world at different locations. So the plan is to have one on the north crosswalk at 13th Street, and then the north side of Taylor at 12th, and then also at the south side of Taylor. Um, so kind of starting on that western edge, Taylor and 13th, one of the things that as we kind of were developing the design and looking at different layouts is really trying to figure out how to um, make this intersection crossing safer for people walking and biking and really kind of create this particular for people that are approaching in the street, sort of bring that conflict area away from 13th Street. And what we decided, kind of working with city staff, is sort of extending that shared use path west down to Pine Street. And then the left is what those look like in